This is how to make a brutal horror scene even more terrifying with music. I made a bet with my friend. She picked a random scene from the Conjuring 4, stripped down the music, and I had to write a brand new score for it. I've never seen this scene before, and I only have one day before we go watch it in theaters. Can I make it as scary as the original? It's 2 o'clock and I'm still working on my music, and I finally achieved this.
That's how I measure fear. Science.
We are finding the secret formula for what actually makes a horror scene scary. I'll show you in 3 steps how I compose this to freak the shit out of your pants.
You okay?
This video isn't just for musicians. If you like horror, you're gonna get this. And here's why this was the perfect challenge for me. So here's the deal. I made a bet with my friend. She picked a random scene from the Conjuring 4, stripped the music, and said good luck.
Friendship.
Side note, if I lose the bet, I will wear this costume in public. Technically, I won the bet, but I still wore it for Halloween. It took too long to edit, so this was my punishment. And as a massive Conjuring War and Universe nerd, this was perfect for me.
I'm hearing another voice. Here, listen.
Add more reverb. I have watched an insane amount of horror movies over the years. Everything from low-budget found footage to the most overproduced exorcisms. At first just for fun, but then not just watching them, but studying why they scare us.
Which is probably why I have very strong opinions on horror music. Before we start, here's what makes horror scary for me. Real organic sounds, instruments, voices, stuff that feels alive. Then the crazy SFX layered on top. You might throw trash at me for this, but no sound effect beats a live instrument when it comes to scaring you. Imagine you're walking alone at night and hear a noise. Your brain is scanning through known patterns. Does it come from a living being that is out to get me? Or it is just a natural phenomena? Or it is just the chair?
It was the chair.
But like the Warren said, your brain tries to rationalize it first. That's why I always start with real instruments and then add the SFX, so it feels real. Okay, let's talk about music. We're going through this scene in order: hiding, first confrontation, and the chase. You know, the holy trinity of horror scenes.
But wait, something is missing.
Much better. Step 1, the hiding scene. Here, there's no open confrontation with the demon yet. It's all about the slow, nerve-wracking tension. That's why we need no massive orchestra blessing, just Lauren sneaking around.
I represented her heartbeat with a taiko drum.
Trumpet pitch bend keeps sliding microtonally, giving you that why am I sweating feeling. On top of that, the classic horror move, high register violin tremolo keeps
Scraping away.
Distance is super easy to show in music. When the creature is far or vanishes, the volume of the sound drops. But when he comes closer to Lorraine, it swells back up. This means that the character is the source of tension. Same thing with the trombone. Sharper tone rising from the low register, perfect for something like a creepy door opening. What I hate most in horror movies is when the character is scared out of their mind, hiding, and the villain is just playing with them, taking their time because they know exactly where the victim is. So I added this special trombone technique that sounds like a creepy whistle. Kind of like Jason Voorhees whistling when he's about to give you a punch. Footsteps are just as important. If you're a horror nerd and want a real Magnifico character sound, you have to design how the character moves. In this case, our big guy has a slight limp and a smile that could stop your heart. The movie's original footsteps sounded too human for me, so I layered in a heavy, dumping drum. Kind of like when your mom used to beat the dust out of a carpet. That made the steps feel inevitable, heavy, and with zero bounce. Nothing human about them anymore. Just listen to this. And now this. Step 2. First confrontation. The big jump scare. Classic horror move. Right before a jump scare, you drop almost all the music. That silence is what makes the hit really land.
In this scene, the dude basically vanishes.
We get that false sense of relief, like, oh, we are safe now.
But it's just an illusion.
So I build it up with some timpani rolls, slowly cranking up the tension. Then the wood block hit, and silence. The wood block basically says, phew, we made it. And then, boom, the jump scare. I hit it with trombone plus voice. For this, I use Lea Bertucci's avant-garde library, insanely good for organic, weird textures. Lea Bertucci's extended Vox library is basically a playground of creepy vocal textures, screams, breaths, whispers. You can stretch, bend, and throw them around in space to make any scene way more unsettling. So I stacked two things here: glissando scream, kinda operatic, and soft yodel on top. Metal one shot from Image Pack makes the moment when the axe gets yanked out of the head. Super metallic and gross, so you feel that it's not flesh anymore, it's something dead. Then a little multiphonic exhale, basically Tarzan's yelling. And as soon as the ghost drops to the floor, huge impact, and then silence, just whispers in the background. But violin's still scratching up high, so you know it's not over. And this guy, look at his smile.
It's not part of the ritual.
To show that grotesque, sweet but creepy smile, I used quick violin spiccato plus a glockenspiel hit. Step 3. The chase. After all the hiding and jump scares, we finally get some action. Honestly, I'm glad my friend picked this scene, because it let me try all 3 horror gold moments in one short clip. Subtle tension, a jump scare, and then a full-on chase. To sell that big guy's chase, I focused on 3 things: rhythm, depth, and contrast. Timpani plus bass trombone give that heavy, stomping movement. Then I stacked a lot of low brass with hairpins, sharp and terrifying, classic horror score stuff. Cello pizzicatos creep up and down in half steps. Pro tip: half steps are the #1 tool for horror scoring. It's the most dissonant, spine-crawling interval. Play it on a piano and you'll feel dirty. Then I added Neil choir, just one long note. Less is more here. Violins in super high register, screeching tremolos, and of course steps, metallic gunshot-like hits. Timpani accents, then the whole orchestra crashes in with ugly brass blast. My favorite part, the laugh. When my friends did the audio, unfortunately the creepy laugh disappeared, so I recorded my own. I used my soft feminine... Oops, wrong one. I used my soft feminine giggle, but evil.
I used the Exorcism plugin for the recording, set the mix to 67% wet, added tom reverb for the echo, and ghoul for the depth. And this is the result.
As the chase goes on, the strings get louder, the trombone shepherd tone keeps rising like a siren, until bam, everything cuts off. So, I watched the movie.
Not bad actually, but hey, we are not here to review films. At least I tried this, and realized I look exactly like the smiling entity.
But seriously, the music for this scene had a very similar concept that I wrote. I just wish it had a bit more shape. They could have gone harder with it. Still, this was such a fun challenge. Cheers to my friend for picking this scene, because it was definitely the most intense one. And thank you for watching my video. Let me know in the comments if you think my version was scarier than the original. And please do the Holy Trinity: like, comment and subscribe.